Hello everybody, my name is Alstrom, and today is the start of a concept I've toyed around with for years. I always wanted videos that concisely explained certain video games so that I could understand them without having to dedicate a lot of time into doing so. I wanted these to be done a certain way, so I decided to do it myself instead of waiting for someone else to do it. I'm hoping to make this a series, so if you feel inclined to do so, leave suggestions in the comments for future videos you'd like to see made. That being said... So basically, EarthBound. This cult classic SNES game turns 27 this year, so in honor of that, we're going to learn all you would ever want to know about the game. EarthBound is an RPG video game created by Shigesato Itoi, developed by Ape Inc. and HAL Laboratory, and was released by Nintendo for the Super Famicom on August 27, 1994, and for the Super Nintendo on June 5, 1995. Our protagonist, canonically named Ness, is awoken one night by the landing of a meteorite on the hill near his house. Upon investigating it with his neighbors, he comes across a creature from the future that goes by Buzz. Buzz informs Ness that in the future, an evil entity named Gygas has taken over. Gygas is so powerful that the only way to defeat them is to travel back in time and kill them while they're in a weaker state. In order for Ness to stand a chance, he must find the others and claim the power stored within 8 sanctuary locations. Once he claims all 8 locations as his, the way to defeat Gygas will be revealed to him and his cohorts. Most RPGs of the time used either a top-down perspective or an isometric one, whereas EarthBound uses oblique projection for its overworld. The gameplay consists mostly of you walking from point A to point B at a set speed. In terms of combat, enemies are engaged within the overworld, and the fighting itself is done in a turn-by-turn style common in RPGs. EarthBound stands out in the presentation department because while the enemy sprite remains static and you can't even see your character do anything, the game keeps your attention with these trippy, psychedelic backgrounds that are unlike anything I've ever seen in the genre. In terms of attacking, you can either attack with your equipped weapon, use various items like bombs or bottle rockets, or utilize a character's psychic abilities. In EarthBound, a character's telepathic skills are referred to as PSI, and throughout the game, more and more PSI techniques are at your disposal. The PSI attacks typically manifest as elemental ones like PSI Fire or PSI Thunder, and the stronger iterations of each technique are marked by Greek letters, with Alpha being the weakest form and Omega being the strongest. This game, as I alluded to in the beginning, has become somewhat of a cult classic. While the game did well in Japan, its sales struggled here in the States, despite Nintendo of America's best efforts to give it a unique and prominent marketing campaign. Because the game came with the player's guide that it did, it drove the price of the game up to $70, which was expensive for a Super Nintendo game considering they typically cost anywhere from $50 to $60. This, combined with the game's setting in the suburbs of America instead of some faraway mythical land, could have been a turnoff for a lot of the RPG players at the time of its release. Due to the game selling poorly, it was largely inaccessible to most North American fans, leaving many to resort to emulation. The game wasn't officially re-released by Nintendo until 2013 for their Virtual Console store in the Wii U's eShop, and people that wanted to experience the game prior had to either shell out ludicrous amounts of money for an original copy or emulate it. Today, one has plenty of options for playing the game. You could purchase it from the Wii U or 3DS's Virtual Console stores if you still have one of those, though you have until January 2022 to do so, or you could get your hands on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. None of these are perfect options, but it's a heck of a lot more than what people had prior to 2013. A game like EarthBound can be discussed for hours on end given just how dense it is with memorable quotes, iconic moments, quirky charm, deep lore. I could go on about the development of the game or even give a play-by-play of the story, but something like EarthBound is best experienced with a proper playthrough. I highly encourage you to play the game for yourself if you haven't done so already. I promise it's going to be an experience that will stick with you for a very long time. So that's been this episode of So Basically. I hope you guys enjoyed this and want to see more, because I'm definitely going to try and put out more informal type videos like this alongside my normal gameplay style of videos. As I said earlier, there's a lot around EarthBound that I didn't get into, so if you'd like to see me make more videos about EarthBound, or even talk about the other 2 games in the series, it's a trilogy, I'm 100% down to do so. If you want to know more about the game or the series as a whole, I highly encourage you to either visit starmen.net, a site that I use for a lot of the research for this video, or to view Trigger Conroy's walkthroughs on the games, as both will give you all you could ever want to know about all things Earthbound. Well, on that note, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy it, share this video if you believe it deserves to be seen, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And with that, bye!